And this is what your pattern looks like once it's printed off. We have got a test scale up here, 1 inch or 5 centimeters. Please do measure that first before you start. Print the first page off, check it's exactly those measurements, print at 100% so that you don't have everything printed off and then you need to go again because it's too big or too small. With every pattern you get an assembly plan, and it shows you all the pattern pieces so that you can see at a glance what you've got, and it also shows you how they go together. So for example, here we have got pieces A, B, C and D, and they're always alphabetical and they're always in order, so you see how to put something together. And then the actual pieces, well, obviously I put them together so that you have as little waste as possible, and we all know that when you have multi-size patterns how wasteful that can be, so we're trying not to do that here. If you have a sleeve, you always in every pattern have a yellow flower, and as a collar has got nothing on it, and then the front piece has a white flower, and the back piece, hang on, where is it? There we go, has got a pink flower on it. So you can cut all those out, and then we're going to put them together. And these are the layout plans for the short sleeve and the long sleeve, so that you know exactly how to do it, you know where the fold is and where the selvage is, and you can just get on going. First thing to do now is to cut all pieces out. Now I've cut absolutely everything out, and there's lots of pieces here. I've already put them together in little piles. I've got my white flower, my pink flower, and my yellow flower for the sleeves. And the way we put these together is so simple. All you have to do is put A onto B. Take that trusty coffee cup there to hold it all in place so it can't go anywhere. Make sure the attachment line is covered up, and sellotape it together. And there you go, cool shirt back, done, bam. And then I can go on and I can do the next one. So I can put my sleeve together. And again, we've got A, B, C, and D. So it's quite simple really. So first put the top part together. You can use a weight as well, it doesn't have to be a coffee cup. But it really does help if you have something there that holds it in place so that it can't move. Next one, do on that side. Ta-da! There we go. And then I can put them together here. See? So it's very simple. So you want to put everything together like this, and all of a sudden you have your pieces, and it's a lot easier than having multiple lines there and tracing things. This you can do on any small table. And that's my back and my sleeve, and I shall carry on and see you straight after. For the cool shirt, you've got the back and the front, and you've also got the yoke here, which goes onto the back, okay, and then wraps its way around here. Some people have said to me, oh, the front is so much, and you put these together, it looks as if the front is way lower, right? That is because this actually wraps around here, and the seam is to the front of the garment. You can see that on the picture that we've got on the side now. So that is that. So let's have a look at the back first of all. It has a little pleat which you need to put in. So when you cut this out, you need to mark this. That goes like that. Then we're going to attach the yoke, 1 centimeter seam allowance to this, right? And then we're getting our complete back piece here. What you also see on here is, when it's all together, it's going to be like that. You can see markings on the side. You will find the same markings on the front here, and you will also find them, of course, on the sleeve, because in fact they are for the sleeve. So what you have to do when you put your sleeve in, have it all marked and snipped, and you just have to put snip on snip, working your way around. As you put this on, these snips here will correlate. Okay, so it's very easy to put in. I've also reduced the width up here. In the previous pattern there was a little bit more ease in there. You don't have that, so it's dead easy to put in, and it's really not necessary to make it hard. Maybe if this was a man's shirt I would have left it, but for a little boy I thought, nah, let's take this out, let's make it easier. So let's have a look at the front now. Back's easy, we cut it on the fold. The front is where people struggle a little bit sometimes, because we've got this really ingenious pleat here. Okay, so unlike what you get with most shirts, is that you have your facing just folded in, or you have a separate facing that sits on the edge. This combines it in one. So what you want to do is where you have got that snip, you want to pleat it. Let me just pleat it one way first. There, so make it easier. Like that. Then roll it over and pleat it like that. Oops. Stay straight. There we go. All right, this needs to be dead straight, of course. When you do it in the fabric, it's a bit easier because we're going to put a bit of Vilene on it. And then when you fold this side here, this is your facing, what will happen is it will just slip in here, and therefore you have no nasty little bits showing or anything. You just slip this in here. There we go. There we are. And it's in. So that when you are sewing on top of this edge here, you're actually sewing it in on the inside. So you don't need a separate placket here for your to put your buttons on and everything. In industry, very often the opposite side is actually just done plain. So you just roll this in. So what you can do here is, once you've cut both of them out, and one of them has got this lovely pleat, the side that goes underneath it, what you can do is just equivalent to this here, that distance, and just fold it there. You don't even need to be super accurate with it, as long as you've got it accurate width after. You can check it with another piece just to see if that works. Okay, so you'll fold it over there. That'll be the part that goes underneath it. And then all you have to do is turn this edge in as per usual and go over there. What is important is that you make sure that the finished distance here is the same as it is on the other piece. So if you finish the other piece and then sort of iron this piece to match it, you can do that. So this is just for the ones out there that want to do this really professional, same as an industry kind of thing. So that's how you would do that. Then you've got the pocket position here, and that corresponds obviously to the pocket which we've got here. Okay, so that when the pocket is on, it goes in the right position. The way we always do that, and I show that later again, is you cut it out so that you can then put the finished pocket on it and it's in a perfect position. You don't have to have them on both sides. You could just go for one side. And you've also got the alternative pocket here, which is a little bit more grown up. And then you've got another tip in here that you could also use. So one has got a side like that, slightly cut off, or you could do the very traditional one and you can just fold this away and use that. So you've got three little pocket options here that you could use, from very traditional to really cute and quite different, and that will be that one, and the video explains all that to you. Now we're going to have a really quick look here at the collar. I always do two that I put together, and if you've got another pattern from somebody else and you're making a shirt and just want to know how it works, they sometimes give you an on the fold sign. Always create a complete piece, because it's very easy to get this wrong, to not just have it on the fold and then all the dimensions don't work and the collar looks really shoddy. So you don't want that. So always create, when you're making a collar, one whole piece and another whole piece for the top, and this will fit on here obviously, and then roll out and you get a beautiful collar. I've marked where you attach the upper collar from here that goes all the way around there. So if you snip that as well, that would be good. And then you know where to put your buttonhole, but it's pretty obvious when you're done anyway. Quick look at the sleeve. I have added to this one a short sleeve with a turn up, and there's a separate video showing you how that works. Now this turn up is really, really cool. It comes up quite high. So this will be sewn on there and then it will be turned up. So you're getting one of these really cutesy 50s style roll up sleeve ends. I think that's really fantastic. Anyway, that's added to it, and there's a separate video. In the main video, you see the long sleeve, right? So if you're cutting the short sleeve, you need to cut it along here for the long sleeve down there. Make sure that you mark the front so that you don't put it in front to back, because every sleeve, as you fold it over, see that the front is cut away more, because obviously the arms go to the front. You don't need that extra bit there, but you do need it for the back of your arm as it comes round. So then we've also got for you a placket, which goes on here. You're going to put in there, and you've got 2 pieces for that. So you can put a bit of Vilene in the middle if you want to. I usually find that it's thick enough without it, and in industry, if they do use Vilene or in interfacing, it's very, very lightweight. I don't think you necessarily need that. Okay, so you want to create this piece just as I show in the video, and then by folding all this, the sides over, and voila, you will get this really professional looking placket, and the video shows you how to do that. It's really cool. And then we have got just a little template for you for the iron-on interfacing that you can use. And of course we have got the cuff, and that's basically it. All done, you are ready to go, and we can take out a cutting out plan and we can cut out our fabric.